Alright guys, you're welcome to this lecture. In this lecture I'm going to show you how to use the classify command, one of the commands that we use for data profiling in ACL. So straight away I'm going to take you to the ACL environment, and we are going to be working with ACL 105 Foundations project. So we are going to work with the payroll table. So when you look at this table critically, we can actually profile this table to get some useful information. So this is the payroll table for a fictional organization, and we actually want to know what the pay looks like. So in this scenario we are going to use classify command. So what we just need to do is to come to this menu item called analyze, make sure the table is opened, then we go to classify. So like we said in our previous lecture, classify can only work on just a field at a time. You can't select two fields. So what we want to do is that we want to profile on the work department and see how the gross pay looks like, the gross pay, the taxable amount, and the net pay for each department. So we profile on that. So classify on work department. So how many fields do we want to subtotal? So we want to see for each department, let's say for department D21 or D11, we want to be able to see the total gross pay, the total net pay, and the tax amount. So this is how we're going to go about it: gross pay, net pay, tax amount. So that's what we want a classify command to do for us. So once we are done, we click OK. Then one thing is very, very important: this tab, you click on it, the output. How do you want it to look like? Do you want the output to be on the screen, or you want to output it to a graph, or you want to print it, or you want to output it to a file such as ACL table? So for now, let's output it to screen. Let me show you how to do it using screen. So once we output to screen, we click OK, and then we have our result. You can see the profiling. So from this we can actually see the information that we are looking for. So we have 44 records on the payroll table, and you have how many departments? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So we have 9 departments, and you can see the total gross pay $99,585.46. This is the total net pay, and this is the total taxable amount. Of course, you can see the percentage of counts. So what this is actually telling us is that 17.09 percent of the total gross pay, net pay and taxable amount belongs to the department A00. Then also this 11.3% is just telling us that 11.3% of the entire population, work department A00 accounts for them. That's that about the profiling. So with this we have some very good very useful information. So quickly I'm going to show us how to also output to a table. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to output to a table. So as usual, we go to classify. So we classify on work department. Then with subtotal gross pay, net pay, just hold down your control key and select each of them. Then you go to output, then you select file instead of screen. This time around you select file. So once you select file, just name this as let's say classes. So once you put that, you click OK. So automatically you have it displayed on a table. So that's the way classify command works. So quickly, I'm going to show you how to also output to a graph. Go to analyze, classify. So we are classifying on work department. Hold down your control key and select the fields that you want to subtotal. So this time around you want to output to graph. So once you select graph, just click OK. You see that? So automatically what this is just telling us is that this guy in department D11 has the highest gross pay, they have the highest net pay, and of course they have the highest taxable amount. So you can choose to edit the headings. If you don't want that, you can change the graph type. So anyone that is disabled is not going to work with it. You can change it. You see that? You see the layers? See, that's the way it works. You can come here, change this. You can see that you can change the graph types, and of course you can also adjust the fields in case you don't want to see some of the field in the graph. For example, I just want to compare the gross pay with the net pay with the taxable amount. I can choose to just exclude the gross pay and see how the graph is going to look like. You see that? So that's what we're talking about. Once you are done with this, you can change the graph type. You see that? So that's what we're talking about. All right guys, and of course that you can copy this graph. You can copy it to clipboard, or you save it as a bitmap in case you want to use it in presentations and all of that. So that is part of the reporting aspect or the visualization aspect of ACL. Thank you guys for your time in this video. See you in the next lecture.